Hi everyone, Eva here. I'm doing a review on the new movie that is out on Disney Plus called Turning Red. It's about a 13-year-old Chinese Canadian named May, and it is a coming of age movie which centers around the theme of puberty. So, just to put everything in a nutshell, here in the beginning, I generally liked it. There is quite a bit of criticism from conservative outlets that say that it is over sexualized and mostly that is the criticism. And I think while that there were some parts that were mildly annoying, I think when you consider that it's rated PG and not G, that it is more understandable. So I would put a PG-13 rating and up on it instead of just PG. I mean, I actually don't know if there's a difference, but just considering the content of the movie, that it is talking about puberty and feelings related to that, yeah, I think PG-13 would work for me as a parent. I'm fine with that. But as a Chinese American, which I'm sure there's similar experiences with Chinese Canadians and Chinese Americans, I liked it because in the heart of the movie, it really addressed the culture of high standards, shame, conflict avoidance, and just trying to fit yourself in that perfect mold, to just have everyone like you or have that good reputation. You gotta have an A on everything, you gotta be liked by most people, be a doctor, be a lawyer. Everything else is like, meh. So I'm really glad that, and they didn't talk about jobs in the movie, but the movie really, I think, did a good job addressing the concepts of the things I just mentioned. As someone who speaks Cantonese, I love that I heard my dialect in there, a dialect spoken in southern China, in the province of Guangzhou, and also Hong Kong. Yay, Hong Kong. So I liked that. And along with the concept of like the high standards and everything, I even like the play on words with the title Turning Red. And I know it really is about puberty, and you don't have to think too hard on how it connects. But to me, it's also turning red, like the blushing and like the turning red with anger. And maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think a lot of other Chinese Americans, Canadians would agree with me that holding in your emotions is seen as a virtue a lot of the times in Chinese culture. Like, don't be angry, don't be too sad, don't blow up, hold it in, if there's trouble in your family, financial trouble, like some kind of gossip, don't let people know. Like, if you have troubles in the family, solve it within the family. And showing weakness generally is not good. So I really liked the title Turning Red, because I think for me, it's also like you gotta show your emotions, be real. And even though my personal opinion on the whole boy band obsession is like, I guess not my favorite, but as a 90s kid, you know, we all remember Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, like O-Town, which the movie does refer to. Instead of O-Town, it's Four Town, so that made me think of O-Town. But anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought for a second. I remembered what I was gonna say. So I said well, my daughter is only a toddler, so I can't necessarily put myself in this position now. But, you know, if she wanted to go to a certain concert with like a boy band concert, like I may or may not like it, but near the end, I really liked that May was honest with her mom. And even though her mom didn't really like her going to the concert, May came clean and was just like, it wasn't like she, earlier in the movie, she let her friends take the blame for coercing her to go to this concert. But in the end, May came clean and was like, actually, Mom, it was me. It was my idea. The fundraising was my idea. And so I'm trying to find the silver lining in it because, and I think this is like a legit silver lining because even if I don't agree with my child on something, there's so much value in honesty and in my child feeling like they can tell me things. And it may not can be helped because, you know, I kind of expect teens to always be a bit rebellious and shrink away from their mother's embrace, so to speak, because they are becoming their own person. And so, yes, I love the honesty in the end from May. She's not hiding her true thoughts and feelings. And even though, as a mom, I probably would have sided with the mom, like, hey, don't want you to go to the concert. But I'm glad she told her mom the truth. So, and then, just in the movie, there's a part where the Chinese aunties tell May, "Oh, you're fat. You look like your mom. You look like your dad." And this is also a big part of Chinese culture, is like the elders, the aunties and uncles, and the grandparents. They will just tell you the cold, hard opinions they have of you. And I think most people, they either let that define them or they just become a person where they don't speak up a lot. Or I think you can take it another way and just develop tough skin, and which is the way that I've tried to go. And you just, whenever someone says something, it may or may not be true, you just take them with a grain of salt, and that's it. You just let the words kind of bounce off of you. So, and then real quick, the stuff that I did not like, as a Christian mom of a little daughter with special needs, there was a short few second scene of May shaking her bottom. I think I said earlier it was mildly annoying, but I've seen way worse. And May also embarrasses herself like directly afterwards, so it's like kind of funny, and it shows her clumsiness. and being rebellious, like she's not sure what she's doing, which she's really not as a 13-year-old. The scariest visual part, I would say, is more the demon, well, maybe not demon, like spirit nightmare that May has of the red panda spirits. We kind of fast forwarded through that, though it's not very long. And then the one that is the worst for me was at the end. May respond to her mom, my panda, my choice, because the whole movie, I guess I should have said this at the beginning, the whole movie is about May controlling her emotions. And when she doesn't, the red panda manifests. And then as the movie goes on, she can control it. And then there's this ritual, and she actually decides to keep the panda. And by that time, she's learned to control it. So if she wanted to just manifest the furry tail, and like the rest of her be human, then she can. So she wanted to go out in public with just the furry tail and the rest of her normal. And her mom was giving her like a disapproving look or whatnot. And then May responds, my panda, my choice, which is an obvious plug-in for pro-abortion rights. I, as a Christian, I do believe the Bible. It says that God has knit us in our mother's womb, so I think babies have value and worth. And this phrase, this is pretty strangely placed because one, I don't think it makes sense with what May chose, because my panda, my choice, like, is the panda the baby? Is it supposed to represent the baby? And if it is, then May chose life, right? And also, babies aren't spirits you can just call upon whenever. So it doesn't really fit with the storyline. So it's really a badly placed tagline there. And it's a little bit like with some Asian cultures, especially in the motherland of some Asian cultures, the little baby girls are not seen as important as boys because girls don't carry on the last name. My mom told me when I was a kid that this is how it is. So it's kind of interesting in Asian, like Western Asian culture, that this would be promoted when where a lot of us come from, girls are seen as not as important and therefore more likely to be aborted. So I want to put that in here. And then also, as a special needs mom, 70 to 100% of babies with Down syndrome are aborted. About 70% in the US, and in other countries, it is very close to 100%, if not 100%. A country like, I think it's Iceland, they're pretty much like proud of it that they have eradicated, their words, babies with Down syndrome. So hopefully that gives you something to chew on about this issue of abortion. And but back to the movie, I liked it and I recommend it, and I think that people should watch it and decide for themselves. So If you want more content like this, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye.